Greetings, comrades. First of all, I apologize for the odd lighting. I'm filming at night, so I'm not a lighting expert. I have finally gotten a new camera to start doing these videos with, but it's not quite ready to go yet, so I'm still using my webcam. So, hope you'll bear with me for this. This is a really short video. It's kind of a review, or more of a recommendation, I guess, or a recap of a book that I read in 2014 that I really enjoyed. I really liked this book a lot, and I've been wanting to do a little YouTube about it, booktube review recommendation of it for a while now. So, without further ado, the name of the book is, and I know this is going to be hard with the lighting here, it's called The President's Hat by Antoine Laurain. L-A-U-R-A-I-N is the last name. I really like the design. I saw it. Of course, I was attracted by the cover because I loved the graphics on it. The cover is almost like it looks like a canvas that a painting would be on. It's paperback. It's matte. You can see it's got some nice lettering and a little picture and stuff here on the back. On the inside, there's a flap on the front, and on the back side also has a flap, and it had a bookmark. I can see it here if I can get it. Whoops, there we go. That you could detach from the back flap, which I did and used as a bookmark, which is probably, if you're picky about collecting books, you might not want to do that, but I'm not that picky. Anyway, this is a delightful book. It's not very long. It's only, I think it's 199 pages. It's about the size of quality paperback. It might be slightly smaller, but I think it's about the regular size. Again, it's not very long. It's a very quick read. The writing is very nice. It's very clear, very straightforward, and it's kind of hard to describe the story. The story is about president. It's the president of France, Francois Mitterrand. I think that's his name. Is that his first name? I think that's his first name. Mitterrand, I know is his last name. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and if I'm not, I apologize. But it's about his hat, actually. And it begins with a different character. This man he's married, he has a son. He's kind of like a middle management kind of person, or he's the second in the second tier. He's not the main guy at his company or his branch where he works, and whatever company it is, it's not really named. So the boss there is kind of a jerk, and he's not real bright, and the people who work there don't like him, but no one can really stand up to him because they'll just get fired if they do. So he's, his life isn't really all that happy. I guess his marriage and stuff is okay, but doesn't really go into that a whole lot, but, Anyway, so one night his wife and his son are out of town visiting someone, so he decides to go out and have dinner, just himself, and in a nice, a decent restaurant, and kind of treat himself. So he goes and he sits down, and he's getting ready to order, and these three people walk in. Well, they're all government people, and one of them is the president of France. So obviously this takes place this takes place a while back. I don't know exactly the years that Mitterrand was president, but anyway, it takes place when he was president, and they come in and they sit down, and the guy's just kind of bowled over. Here they sit at the table next to him, and so he's sitting and he's having dinner, and the president of France is sitting and having dinner at the table next to him. So he eats really slowly and kind of draws things out, and is determined to stay there the entire time that they're there. He's not going to miss a moment of this, right? And the waiters and stuff pretty much leave him alone. They're smart enough to know that he's kind of dragging it out for that reason. But eventually the president and the other two men who are with him, they finish discussing their business, and they have their dinner and whatever, and they get up and leave. So the man who had come in gets ready to leave, and he notices that the president has left his hat behind. He had set it down when he sat down at the table, and when he left without it. So he picks it up, and as I recall, very briefly, he considers turning it into the restaurant, but he just can't resist trying it on first, and it fits. And he notices that when he puts it on, he just he just feels better. He feels different. He feels, something different. So he keeps the hat on and he just walks out of the restaurant with it. So he starts wearing this hat. He takes it to work and he wears it with him, and he just feels very confident and self-assured, and he stands up to his boss and this kind of stuff, and he ends up getting a promotion, and he's going to be transferred to a different branch to be the person in charge there. And then one day, as he's getting ready for this transfer to be transferred, he's going home on the train and he leaves the hat on the train. Well, the book doesn't follow the man, it follows the hat. So then there's a young woman on the train, and she sees this hat that got left behind. She doesn't know anything about it. She said, that's a hat, it got left behind. So she picks it up and she puts it on, and kind of the same thing happens to her. And then it goes on to tell about her current situation and what she's doing, and how her life changes because of how she starts to feel differently when she puts this hat on. And then it, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how the hat gets separated from her, but then the story follows it on to the next person who has the hat. And there's like 3 main stories here in the book about people who come across this hat and how it changes their lives, because it's the president's hat. And the book is charming, it's delightful. I like it because it's not pretentious, it's not trying to be edgy. I know a lot of people like that edgy kind of literature, but I don't. I'm 64, I've been there, done that, and I really don't care for it anymore. So once in a while, I like, dramatic, and I can read dark stories, but it's also nice to really read a book like this. In fact, it's a delight to read a book like this. It's delightful, it's charming. You can't go wrong. When you're looking for a nice, good book that, it's kind of a feel-good book, I guess. But it's not sappy, it's not maudlin, it's not sentimental. It's just delightful and charming. I know I keep using the same words, but those are the ones that seem to describe it the best. So, check it out. It's, like I said, it's not a very long book, but I highly recommend it. It's a delightful read. Oh, there's that word again. Sorry. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would give it 4 stars. It's a very simple story, but you know what? Sometimes those are the best. And in this case, this book falls into that category. So I hope you will give it a try. It's a great read. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's it for now. Just one little quick review for that. And I will be back later on this weekend with some more videos that I've got to make, okay? So, that's it for now. Happy trails and happy reading.